Welcome to Talk Theory. It's your host, Kiara Barnes, where I talk all things life, what makes us human, and what makes us superhuman. Sit back, relax, and join me for a chat. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talk Theory. I just wanted to say thank you so much, everyone, for all the support and love. Fantasy Island, we dropped our second season on Fox last week, which was really exciting. It finally came out. Oh my gosh. We have our second episode actually airing tonight, 8/7 Central on Fox, and next day Hulu. So that's really exciting. Luna's in here with me right now, everyone. She is meowing and wants to be heard today. So we're letting her do her thing. I really am. I'm just full of so much love for all the people that tuned in, and it was a really, really great opener and really set up so much space for the rest of the season. So I'm just excited. And guys, we've got 13 episodes. And wow, I'm just excited because it's honestly just nice to watch in the winter as well. You know, you turn on the TV and it's just a really nice escape to a magical island where you can have fun. And, you know, look, like, don't get me wrong, there's some really sweet heart-to-heart moments, some emotional moments, but overall, I'd say that, you know, you leave each episode feeling good. And my goal with the show was to, one, make people feel seen, and two, help you take your first deep breath of the day. You know, meaning it's just nice to get away for a second, not think about work, the cold, gloomy weather, just turn something on and enjoy. So anyhow, thank you so much, everybody. And be sure to tune in tonight for an all-new episode, Fantasy Island, Fox, 8/7 Central, next day, Hulu. Okay, now, getting today started. I was having a talk with a friend over New Year's, and we were talking about karma. Do we believe in it or not believe in it? And my friend said that they personally believed in it. But I don't know. I'm on the fence for a few reasons, which I'll discuss. I believe that we give our power to words, and even more power to assigning them meaning. So for context, let's look up what Google says karma means. So I thought, isn't it crazy how we can just Google information so quickly? I don't know. That is just very cool to me. Okay, here we go. The sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence viewed as deciding their fate in future. Now, a more simpler version is available as well for the folks that just said, what? What? And the simple version says the destiny or fate following as effect from cause. So essentially, how you behave in the now affects what happens to you in the future. And to me, if we're talking based off those definitions of what karma means, I would say there's quote unquote good and bad karma. Most of all, honestly, I just believe in energy transfer. I believe that you can hold on to high vibrating energy and low vibrating energy. But if you're holding on to low vibrating energy and don't address it in a situation that energy can stick to you if you don't try to release it. That energy can stay. And you'll feel more tired, you'll just feel less motivated, maybe more irritated, or just find yourself in situations that aren't aligning with you and your higher self. And so I'll use an example actually with relationships, because I feel like humans vibrate energy all day long. So this is just a great way of understanding this. Okay, so let's just say there's someone within a relationship that is dishonest, right? Now, this choice in dishonesty has an effect. Everything is cause and effect. But let's say that this dishonesty leads to the end of this so said relationship. Now, the person who was dishonest knows that they were dishonest. You know when you're lying, right? And so they know that they were dishonest and knows that the relationship came to an end due to this lack of honesty. Within the scenario, just go with me, okay? So if this person, out of shame, guilt, anger, etc., decides not to do the introspection and try to heal the part of them that feels like they need to hide things or needs to be dishonest in order to function, they will also just be holding on to all of those unhealing things and doing it very tightly. Therefore, the next relationship they find themselves in, the same situation, if not worse. So that energy from the last decision they made to be dishonest ended up getting carried over into the next relationship because they didn't ever try to address it, which would then release the whole heavy energy of it, right? Like if they actually did do that, then that would just go away. So the longer this lower frequency energy stays with you, it just begins to stack more and more of that same alike energy on top of one another. And I'm sure you've heard like attracts like, so remember that. And that begins to have an outward effect on your surroundings. And at some point, that energy will have its peak. Energy in itself has its peaks and valleys. Whether it be high or low frequencies, each of them have the capacity of hitting one's peak and spilling over. So, back to this person in the relationship. At some point, they will hit that peak, and what energetically started small builds up and has a much bigger impact over time because of the accumulated amount of energy that was being stored. And again, you can store a high frequency and a low frequency. Each frequency will have a peak within its own frequency. Now, obviously, if you have a lower vibration peak or a lower frequency peak, you're just going to receive a massive expansion of a low frequency outcome. That makes sense. And same vice versa, right? If it was a high frequency, you'll have a peak where it's like, whoa, you're going to have a peak of that and get the highest frequency outcome. That's why I think that saying of like, count your blessings or write a list of what you're grateful for, because the more you start saying these positive things, another positive thought comes, another positive thought, and all of a sudden you're out of whatever funk you were in, and now you're just more open and your day switched and you're already having a better day. Now, you could just chalk this up to the word karma, but I feel like it's much more beneficial at the end of the day to talk about it in this like more expanded way, because I feel like over time, the word in itself has been thrown around without more discussion on the interpretation of it. And because what I believe is just karma in itself can be, I don't know if a lot of people are, okay, I'm just going to say karma in itself can be reversed or turned around. That's what I believe. Considering it's yourself and you made a poor choice or said or did something, if we're talking about it in a negative term way, considering it's yourself and you made a poor choice or said or did something that was in a lower frequency, depending on the situation, I believe if you have true remorse for an action and choose to be enlightened by the situation and search for a solution, whether that be apologizing, owning up, forgiving yourself, doing some self-work, whatever that may be, once you've energetically released it, and I mean completely released it, because if you're still in the back of your mind about the situation and analyzing it and feeling some type of way and still holding that guilt, you haven't fully released it. But if you have, you now have shed that energy. And if you've done the self-work and the introspection of the situation and really became better for it, I do believe that then you will have the ability to shift the energy dynamic and now instantly attract a higher vibration. And look, I understand why this may be hard for certain people to hear if you're listening. And if you've ever been through a situation or know someone who's been through a situation where you've been really hurt by someone's actions, and because of that, hoping that they have their quote unquote karma in that kind of way. And what I have to say to that is, one, be really careful about your intention for wanting someone else to experience karma in a low vibrational way. Because if that intention is coming from a low energy from you, and that's your intention, you're also holding on to that same energy. Because whatever you're giving out, you're also giving to yourself. It's energy is also a mirror. So just protect yourself by checking your intention. And I do. I just want to say, like, I get it. I really get it. And I have had the same feelings before for certain people, but eventually I had to let that feeling towards them go and just allow things to be, because it was taking all of my energy and making me low, even thinking about them or that. Because at the end of the day, I didn't have much control over it. So it was just taking so much energy. Meaning I didn't have control if they were going to get, their karma or whatever. But yeah. So, and two, at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is that humans aren't out here hurting other humans. That we're actually spreading way more love than we are ever spreading hate. So as odd as it sounds, you actually want to send that person the energy of love. Because love is truly the ultimate rebalancer. Love will level out everything. It can truly transform. And when that person transforms through love, they are forever changed, because that is the purest point in them, altering themselves to that loving state. So, all in all, do I believe in karma? And in some aspects, the way that it's defined, yes. But like I said, I also believe we can change our state of being and outcomes instantly. The power of the mind and energy in general can shift worlds. It's wild. So today's theory is this. If what you are is what you get, you have the power to make your life the ultimate theme park. Meaning the world mirrors back to us what we are and who we have deemed ourselves to be. And we always have the power in changing the direction, course of our lives. So why don't we make it towards the best course and the best direction and having the most fun? You know? I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. I sure did. And I will definitely chat with you guys next week. But I also will be seeing you tonight for our second episode of Fantasy Island on Fox, 8/7 Central, and next day on Hulu. Okay, love you. Bye.